Hey guys, this is Sean from MMOs.com, and welcome to another edition of Grumbles. Today we're playing Tree of Life. Tree of Life is another Sandbox survival game. This one from an indie Korean studio. It's pretty brightly animated. It's got a lot of cutesy characters. You can see here it's not exactly Ark Survival Evolved. It's much more accessible for a wider audience. I have some qualms with it, some grumbles, if you will. But starting off with character creation here, you got your two genders. I'm a little disappointed there's only two. Could have done with a lot more. But it's pretty simple. You know, there's not much variety. This is an early access game. I'm gonna go with this haircut. That's charming. Give him a nice monkish look. Showing the becoming acolyte or something. You know, you got your little simple things. Customization really doesn't come from your character creation, but rather through the profession you choose or the skills you level. I don't really know what this ship button does. I guess it's supposed to change the background or determine your culture, maybe? You can see here you got like a carousel. I forget what that kind of ship's called. Anyway, let's get going. Call myself Gumble. I really enjoy the music in this game. It's very charming. That's correct. Hopefully it's daytime. Yeah, it is. Because at nighttime in this game you can't see anything, which is a bit problematic. But it really compels you to make a torch and whatnot. So anyway, here we are. We have crashed our boat because we don't know what we're doing. Look at my guy. He is a handsome devil. Anyway, if you've played one survival game, you've pretty much played all of them. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to run up to a tree, start slamming it. You can see right here a player-owned base. It looks like it's still functional. Oh, there's a dude there. Let's talk to him. Sorry if my keyboard's a little loud. I need to get a new one. I don't know why he's punching this house. Pretty much at nighttime what happens is, as the sun sets, the monsters come up and they start attacking any player-owned structures. So that's why a lot of these houses are dilapidated, they're all ruined. It looks like they were on fire, but they weren't. And so the whole point is you build your town and then you have to protect it at night. You can also build guard towers. But let's just beat the crap out of this tree first. You just hold left click and you start slamming away with your Fists of Fury. And as you beat... Wow. I sent that tree to another dimension. As you see here, I dropped some apples. Of course, since this is a survival game, you're pretty much malnourished from the start. In the bottom left-hand corner, you can see a green stomach icon that indicates health. I'm about half right now. This log can be used to build some structures. So, like, if I wanted to build that house, I would have to pick up the log and then drag it over. But since we don't have a house or a village yet, I'm going to drop it, and I'm just going to pound on it with the apple in hand. Should I try and cyber with this guy? We're an E-rated channel. We're not going to do that. We'll just think about it. And you can see here, as we go about beating up this log, I'm raising my skills. So kind of like an Elder Scrolls game or a lot of other MMOs nowadays that I can't recall when the pressure's on. The more you perform a task, the more proficient you become in that skill. So if I press tab, is it tab? E, whoops. If I bring up E, I can see my inventory and my skills over here. So the more I punch something, the more skill I gain in martial arts. And as you gain skills, you're also gaining stats, so you can see that with martial arts, my constitution went up by 1 point, strength went up by 4. Same with logging. Everything you do pretty much allots points. So let's collect this firewood. We're gonna beat up this tree too. Pretty much once you jump in here, just start beating up trees. That way that you can get right to crafting. I gotta say, this game is, again, charming. Charming is the word. It's just got a really nice presentation. It's not really graphically demanding. I think the whole point is to appeal to a wider audience. A lot of these games, these early access games, run at less than 30 frames. pretty much their entire time in development. And while this game does too, you don't really notice it. Now, if I want to eat this apple, I hold right-click, and I just chow down. And you're going to be eating honeydew apples for a while in the beginning of the game. Yeah, let's press F to pick all this up. God, my character. I didn't think I could make an ugly character in this game, but I did it. I totally did. I'm proud of myself. You know what? Let's open up. Let's try some crafting. As you can see in the right here, you got your crafting menu. The UI is pretty rudimentary. Nothing really complex going on. You've got 2 slots here to craft. If I drag over my twigs, it shows me what items the twigs are going to be used to craft. So if I come over to the crude dagger here, I see I still need a bone piece to make one. But I can totally make a torch, so we're going to make one right now. You just click it, it crafts, then it shows up over here. I kind of wish that it just showed up in my inventory, because there's no way I'm going to leave it in the crafting menu. It's kind of an extra step that doesn't need to exist, but no big deal. Got some rye bread here. So I'm going to beat up this tree a little more, and then I'm going to try and find a corpse. Oh! Unbelievable. There is a corpse of a sailor right here. It's quite a small guy. Or maybe I am just a giant. Look at that. Whew, that's a formidable guy right there. Let's beat up this corpse. What a terrible human being, going around beating up corpses. Love the music in this game. Video games should have fun, silly music. You don't need an epic orchestra. Just something charming. Charming, charming, charming. The word of the day. Martial Arts 3. I'm on my way to Han Island. So now he dropped a bunch of tin pieces, some maggots, hopefully a bone. Are you telling me he didn't drop a bone? Oh, I got one. Is the sun seriously setting already? This is just horrible, but we can show how difficult the game is at night. So that's why I'm going to make a dagger right now. And as you level up your skills, particularly certain proficiencies, you unlock new craftable items. So as I craft all these, I'm gaining skills in, say, carpentry or tinkering, and as tinkering levels up, I can tinker with more things. Just like if you want to be a welder, you don't start welding, that's a terrible analogy, welding the side of a highway, you start welding, I don't know, 2 small animals together, and then you go up from there. You can see here's the map. The world is fairly big. As a noob, I tended to start around here. This is not my first character. I actually deleted my character just for you guys to show off the game. But apparently I'm up here this time, which is kind of neat. Resources spawn everywhere, so if you want, you want to go to, want some Mordor ore, you gotta go to Mordor, right in the middle. Anyway, it's night, and that's terrifying. Luckily I have a dagger. And a torch, which we're gonna have to use. So basically what happens at night, the monsters spawn. There are enemies during the day, but at night, you got these skeleton dudes. There's one right there, and from the beginning he will wreck you. He will ruin your day. Now what's gonna happen is they're gonna run over to this base over here, and they're gonna start wailing on the walls. So that's why it's actually a pretty good way to prevent the world from becoming flooded with player structures. A lot of games do that. Some games, I think, like Rust, instead of having monsters spawn, it's just decay, which would have worked equally as well. But you've seen the trailer from this game. The whole point is to force players to work together. They have to protect their community. But pretty much, as you're running around the world, there is no community. Leave it to gamers to play a community-oriented game by themselves. And I hope somebody in the comments insults me for using the nomenclature gamers. But yeah, pretty much everyone just sticks to their own thing, which is kind of disappointing. I don't know how you incentivize people to work together more. But you can also see there isn't much of a threat. They're just standing there. It's like the skeleton's drunk. I don't know what he's doing. You can see that with my dagger, I'm leveling up dagger right now just by smashing this tree with a knife. So you can pretty much level up any skill just by pounding on trees, which is just typical. So collect, collect, collect. Let's try and build a campfire and illuminate what's going on here. So I need some more twigs and firewood, which I have a bunch of. And I'm gonna start getting very hungry very soon. I didn't need to do that. That's okay. I can't make it yet. So you can see I need carpentry 1 in order to make the bonfire, so I'm gonna make a wooden panel. And hopefully I gain carpentry 1 right away. I didn't. So what happens is, like in any of these games, which becomes somewhat tedious, is you end up crafting the same items over and over again, just so you can make something else. It's not a terrible thing, but it can get kind of boring because you pretty much just collect a whole bunch of resources and then build, just sit there and just build. So you're about to put a fireplace down, it shows up with the same tile you find in every other game. Base building works the same way. Go, I've made my fire, I walk up to it. By holding right click, I have this little menu I can circumnavigate. I hold the gear. I have wood. Basically, to use the fire, I have to equip matches, right? Let's see if I remember how to do this. Yep, there it is. You equip the matches, or any other item that causes fire, and light it. Beautiful. Oh, he's hungry. We'll eat some soggy bread. The fire effect's not bad. It kind of looks like something you would find on a GeoCities page in 1999. But that's okay, that's okay. It's a lightweight client. No complaints here. Let's hold out our torch. Let's go check out the town over here. There's our friend, Joker X. What a shyster. So if we run over to this little village, it looks like there's no monsters attacking this one because they built a guard tower, and the guard tower shoots arrows at any of the monsters, which is something you have to do when making your village. You need to have a guard towers. So looking at this game, if you do play with other players, which is really the way you gotta go, you're gonna each want to specialize in a certain skill set. So instead of being a jack of all trades, which isn't gonna work in the long term, you have one guy who's really good at mining, or you got another guy or girl, whatever, it's a general term. You got someone else who's really good at cutting down trees. Each person specializes in a specific task for the village. That way then you're able to make an immense structure like this one right here. Can I go inside this? It is a little too dark at night. This is a bit ridiculous. Oh, we can go inside here. It's cool. So this is a working village, and somebody did not close the gates, apparently. There's really nothing going on here. That's a arrow watchtower. You can see these traces of evil on the ground, and those are from the corpses of the skeletons that tried to attack here. I don't get why he left the gate open. Someone messed up, I guess. The world is quite big. For some reason, you're constantly hungry. Something I really resent in any survival game. If I'm gonna stuff 2 loaves of bread down my throat, I don't get hungry 10 minutes later, even if you're hiking or whatever. You can see my torch went out. It's a terrible thing. We're going to make another one. I like games where you can repair your items and they don't just break. This one doesn't do that. Ark does that. I thought that was really cool. Some of the items do break, like spears, which kind of makes sense. But they're hatchets and whatnot. They last forever. You just gotta repair it. You can see here, this looks like it was a former town. Again, it's really hard to tell because night lasts forever and forever. Making it very difficult to see. In fact, the problem with night being so brutal and that as a new player, if you spawn in the nighttime, you're not going to do anything. It dissuades people from playing the game, and I really hate that. See here, another village. This one's in operation. Again, I can't see anything. So, do I recommend Tree of Life? It depends. Are you going to be a solo player? If you like to play games by yourself and you don't like to socialize, and you're not willing to travel long distances like a running simulator to meet people, then no, don't play Tree of Life. I'm sure there are people out there who do enjoy the game, playing it by themselves, but it's supposed to be about community. Oh, let's say hi to this guy. Hey there, winky face. That's how you get people to talk. So you gotta be social. Always use a winky face. People love winky faces, see? He's so jubilant about me using a winky face, he can't. How's it going, winky face? See? This is called being social. But anyway, see ya. That's right. See, if I pursued that, me and that guy could have had a lovely life together. But if you're a person who loves community-oriented games and you're willing to work together and dedicate a lot of time because it is a survival game, then yeah, go for it. And actually, before we end this video, let's show off combat a bit. As with any survival game, combat is not the central focus when it comes to PvE. Pretty much, if you can read the NPC's health bar, it means I'm going to hit them. So let's try and take out this man-eating plant. Stab. And that's really it. You just hold left click, or you can shoot. This thing actually might kill me. But it's hard to tell what you can and can't kill because there's no levels. It's not an RPG. That was a good sound effect. So you kind of got to play the guessing game. Pretty much these plants and other small creatures are worth your time. This guy right here probably messed me up big time. Oh. See, 13 damage. That's pretty bad. I'm gonna try and dip. Dude, the world's not bad looking either. I like the environments. I like this kind of cheesy, not cheesy. It's cutesy. It's almost cartoon-like. It looks good. And as far as PvP goes, I never got ganked playing this. I played a good amount in this game. Never got ganked by anybody. Never dealt with other players who just run up to you and stab you in the face. The community is quite nice. Either they're keeping to themselves or they're, they're just gonna ignore you. Griefers don't seem to exist. Everyone just wants to build their own village. So in that sense, it definitely does promote, maybe not cooperation, but at least, just playing, just having fun. Everyone just wants to smash trees. We're all tree lovers here. And you know what? This is cool. This is someone's basic setup. This is what you'll get starting off. And then eventually you'll evolve the castle walls. This is pretty good, actually. The fences keep the monsters out. It's cool. Anyway, that's the end of this video. Remember to go to MMOs.com for the full review. Some more videos and screenshots. My review's up there. And we're gonna get killed right now. By the way, becoming a ghost is pretty cool. Love that. It looks like Oogie Boogie. Alright guys, this has been Sean. See ya.